Hello, I'm Sean, and in this short tutorial, I'm going to show you on SoundBranch how you can convert voice notes into podcasts. This massively reduces the amount of editing needed and allows you to go to market and publish your podcasts much quicker. So here we are, logged on to soundbranch.com. You can sign up for a free account and log in, and here is the timeline. But down the left-hand side, you might notice there's timeline, inbox, groups, chat, and down the bottom you've got playlists. So the first thing you've got to do to create your podcast is to create a playlist. Here's one I created earlier called Learn French. And if I click on that, here are the various voice notes which I can reorder. I can also record in line to add to this playlist. Bonjour. And if I want to move that up, again, I can do that. If I'm not happy with it, click on the three dots. I can remove from the playlist. So the next step is to go and create our podcast. If I click on podcasts, click on create podcast, you can upload an image, and for Apple it has to be 1400 by 1400 pixels to be compliant. So let's call this podcast Learn French. Description, Learn French. We're going to make it public so anyone on soundbranch.com can see it, and we're going to put it under education as a category. As you can see, we've now got the podcast created and it's got the default image. Clicking into the podcast, what we now need to do is create an episode. So if I click create episode, how are you? French to English on how are you? And all we need to do now is associate with this episode a playlist which is Learn French. And if we click create, what it now does is concatenate all the voice notes together to create a podcast. It's just converting. And if we just give it a few moments, we can now play the podcast. What is the French for how are you?
Ça va?
Comment allez-vous? Vous allez bien?
Comment allez-vous is the formal, and then comment ça va or just ça va for the informal.
Comment ça va? Comment vas-tu?
And that's it. If you want to edit the podcast details, click on edit and you can do so. And most importantly, if you want to syndicate to Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts through an RSS feed, click on Export Podcast, and here copy your RSS feed, which allows you to publish.